Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to play with my counterfeit kit challenge from March and also the stick it down 12 by 12 sketch for March. The sketch is this, and it's by Laura Rumble at Scrap Sketches, and so she did it exclusively for stick it down. And I'm going to do three 3x3 pictures instead of the 2.5 square. I'm also going to use this 49 in Market stamp set and the framelit. I'm showing those 3 stamps because I kind of thought they looked like spilt water. I'm only going to use one of them, and then for the triangle pieces, I'm going to use the dies in this set. So it comes with 6 thinlit dies. So I'm going to nestle them together, so like 3 like this and 3, the other 3 as well. I really like that they have this like double, because a lot of times with these kind of sets you only get one of each. It's really quite handy to have 2 sets of each of these, so I'm quite excited about that actually. So I'm just going to get this down on some black cardstock that is scrap, and I'm taping them down with the Spellbinders yellow tape because it comes off really super nice. I'm going to run that through. And turn it over my hand because it's easier just to pop them out that way. And then these are the sizes I'm going to get. So you're going to get a small, like a medium and a large. The small one is just going to stay those triangles, so I'm not going to use the small triangles, but I'm going to use the other ones. And I am thinking I'm going to overlap these a little bit. They're not so much overlapped on the sketch, but I don't really have tabs to put in, so I don't really need to, which is okay. So these pictures are of my youngest mopping the floor. So I turned around and, I don't know, put something in where I'm at in my kitchen. I probably put something in the sink, and I turned around and she was mopping the floor. So I snapped a couple pictures with my very old phone. This was years and years and years ago. I don't even think it was my 4S at the time for my Apple phone. So the quality of these aren't great, but that is okay. So I'm kind of thinking something like that. And then I'm looking at these 2 stamps. And so I want to do just a little bit on each of those. So, and the paper in behind came from a paper pack, and I think it was Recollections. And it's got some of this, well, it has a lot of marbly painty stuff in it. And this pink and this purple in this paper matched her pants and her top super well. So that's why I picked the paper. And then I thought the black in the triangles would be a great contrast to all that pink and purple. And then I'm going to pull out my embossing stuff. So this one is dried out, and so this is the one I typically use. And it is nice and juicy. I have a re-inker for it too, but the Recollections one that I had went all gummy, which is weird. So I don't know. So just kind of figuring out where my pictures are kind of sort of going to go, and I did put a little piece of pencil mark there. I'm going to use white embossing powder. This one is from Hero Arts. I got it in a kit from last year, so. And then if you don't have this kind of tray thing, I love my tray. So you pop it in, it has a spout on it so that you can put all the extra embossing stuff back into your container, and it typically means I have less of a mess. Not always, but typically. So just heat embossing this till it changes color. And so this spot isn't as noticeable as the other 2 spots that I put it in, but that's okay. Not a big deal. I was just gonna take another quick look to see what it looks like. Yeah, that'll probably work. So just trying to visualize if I put it on a triangle before I did it, and I actually just like it on the paper. So I'm going to do 2 more. So one in this corner and then one in the upper corner, just so that in the 3 spots where I'm going to put my triangles, I have this little bit of nod to the water mess she's making, because she really made a mess, but she wasn't really strong enough to squeeze out the mop really well, so I definitely had to go back and mop after, but she had fun, and it did not hurt anything when she was little like this. Now, if I could get her to like pick up a mop, that would be incredible. Now she's 14, she's probably about 3 in these pictures, so yeah. And then that's all the embossing I'm going to do, which is perfect for what I want. And then I have these 3 that are going to go back on here. I kind of changed the orientation a little bit of how the pictures were, because she had 1 single on the left and 2 on the right that weren't, but I kind of liked this way better, so that's what I did. Typically when I work with a sketch, I look at it, take note of the elements that I really want to focus on, and then I don't usually look at it again because I typically record with my phone and the sketches end up on my phone. So otherwise I'd have to either print them off, which I've done before, depending on how close I want to stick to a sketch, or just not worry about it. So most of the time I don't worry about it because I don't need to. So the things that I really wanted to focus on for this one is a title on the left side. I wanted to focus on those outlines of the triangles and having the 3 pictures in that relatively same space. And otherwise it was whatever I felt. So I decide that I'm going to mount the photos in white as well, which I'm doing right now. And I'm cutting it in 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 square, I believe. That's what it looks like. I don't think it was 3 1/2, but and then just getting those down, which works really well. And I like that little bit of the white because it makes it pop on that background, but it also drives your eye to the bit of white that is in the background a little bit more than what your eye was doing without them. It also brightens up the photos a bit. So sometimes I mount in white, sometimes I mount in black, sometimes I even mount in a color. It just depends on what it does for the pictures for me. And then going to prop this one up on a little bit of foam because it is the one that she is looking at the camera, albeit it is a little blurry, but old phone technology, and it's what I have, so oh well, whatever. When I showed my husband this page, he's like, I don't even remember these pictures. I did not know that she just came up and mopped the floor for you. So I was home with my kids a lot more than my husband was, just because of the nature of what my job was. I'm a teacher, and so with different things I was able to be home a little bit more. At this point in time I was only teaching half-time too, so I was homeschooling my oldest and then literally just half-time with work, so that made a huge difference too for being home and having these moments. So I'm just getting these triangles pieces stuck down, and I'm going to put down all the big ones first in these last 2 spots. The top one I just did, and then I decided that maybe I need to have these big ones down first because I want them in both spots. And I am going to use up all of the outlines that I cut. So I think I cut I can count 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 of them. So I cut 7 run-throughs of my die cut with the dies. So, which works. And then just overlapping them to give some of that feel that's in the sketch, but I do like the graphicness that this shows as well. So I think it's fun. And then I have 3 more left to put on. So one's going to go out this way, one's going to go up here, and then this one just to take those 3 clusters out just a little bit more. Mine don't overlap as much as the sketches do, and in the sketch they go all the way around all the pictures, but mine don't, and I was happy with that. So, and then this is part of my counterfeit kit as well, so the piece of paper was as well. And so I am going to pull out a whole bunch of these word stickers, and this was from a Jen Hadfield sticker book. So I'm going to get these down. I'll read them to you when they go in their staying spot, but those ones are definitely not going to stay there, but I thought they would. I think that one says support, and this one says amazing. Those ones are staying there. This one says for you, I think. And then some on this one. I think that one says blessings. Remember this, blessings, cheers, and thanks. Gets in the bottom corner. And then the top corner, these ones are going to move. And then it's going to say on the top corner, super amazing for you, hooray with love. Because she did this with love, and it's just fun, and it all works. So just playing around a little bit more. I do know I want something in this top corner, and that is effectively what's going to change it being at the bottom of that picture instead of, yeah. So this house is going to go here, and I like that more because she's doing housework, so I thought it worked well. So and just looking through, these are all Jen Hadfield. This one says grateful for all you do, and that looks really cute there. And now I decide that these bottom corner ones are not going to stay. So that one goes there, that one's super. This one's going to come over here, and that says thanks. And then this one's going to come over here, and it says with love. So, and that works out pretty good. I was thinking about some of these other ones, but I didn't really want to bring the blue on as much as there's a lot of blue left in this, and I didn't want to bring the blue on. I kind of wanted to keep it to more of those pinky purpley tones. I do change my mind for, that would have been cute, but I do change my mind for a little bit of the letters, but that's okay. Haven't used any of those yet. And then this is Jen Hadfield too, and there's these 2 smiley face stickers that I'm going to grab here in a sec. And I don't really put smiley face stuff on things, so to get these smiley faces on here kind of works, and it still is okay with the theme, but I am not the biggest person with putting smiley faces on my layout, so that was a win to get those on here. And now I'm just looking to see what else I can put on here, and these hearts are in the right color, so I think I'm going to do those here right away. Yep. Just need something in this bottom corner. And so this is going to get embellished just very minimally, actually, so, which is kind of cool. Makes me, I don't always minimally, most of the time it's everything on the page, but not so much today. This banner piece works really nice here, and it ties in that pink and that orange a little bit more. It does add a pop of green and blue, but that's okay. It makes me happy, so all good. Getting stuff on that I don't usually put on pages. Looking at this one, nothing on that one. This is Hip Kit Club and nothing on that one. I don't remember what this booklet is, but I am going to use these tile stickers out of it. So I'm just going to take a quick little look to see if there's anything else title-wise I could put on. And I didn't really see anything that was super, yeah, I'm gonna use that. So I'm gonna use these ones that I'm done with. I want my ruler. I was thinking of just hand doing it, but I want to see how far it goes out. And so my title is going to be Little Helper, and I'm going to start with the helper part of it, and I'm going to work my way backwards. And because she's little, I am not going to put these on straight. They're going to be all this way and that. And just trying to get a little bit of all the different colors on here. And I do get a bluey one and a greeny one on here for letters, but it works. I'm okay with it. So I did not want, for where that, like the P and the T, I didn't want colors that were the same beside each other, and it was going to make it a little harder to do that. So I decided to do it this way. And little is actually the same amount of letters. So I'm going to do it the same way, and then just line it up over top and push them down. These are pretty sticky, so it works really well like this. Just line it up where I want it, and down most of them go. And that works out pretty good for me. Excuse me. And then I'm going to do some journaling, and this is just a black marker. It's a pretty thin, I think it's a 0.1, but I really like these markers. I usually use these micron pens to do like Zentangling and doodling and stuff, but not usually on my scrapbook pages, but today it was. So my journaling says, I turned around to find that you had taken over mopping the kitchen. What a great helper. And I just used a pencil to make sure that those lines were going to be straight or straight-ish. And then I'm going to use my white eraser to erase it. And this micron pencil or micron pen dries really quick, so it doesn't smudge when I do that this quickly. And then I decided it needed just a little bit of a border. Move some of my mess out of the way. So I'm going to take about a 1/2 inch off of each side. Well, off of this side, because the other side's pretty close to that already. And then a little bit off the top, 1/4 inch off the top and a 1/4 inch off the bottom, just to try and make sure this stays a bit center for the layout. And then I am going to get the black cardstock because obviously I use it for all sorts of things, so it works out okay. Just double checking, it looked not quite center or even, and so there was just a little bit that I had missed, and that's okay. And then I'm going to gut this. I'm going to line it up at 11, and I'm going to cut from 1 to 11, and that gives an inch all the way around. So it gives a 11 by 11 square to use later for something else. So that makes a good background if you're going to map it on something else. But it also is good for using it as like scrap pieces for die cuts and all sorts of things. And then I'm just going to do my tape all the way around, place my layout on top, and we're almost done here. And this goes, trying to get it as straight as possible. And then that is pretty much done. I'm just going to look one more time to decide. I thought about that love on the bottom, but I'm happy with the way it is. So here are some close-ups. So cute. I'm really happy with this one. So there'll be some still shots here to follow. Those ones are a little dark on the screen, but hopefully not so dark for you guys. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoyed my video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. comment if you like. I do respond to comments. There is a playlist and a video and a subscribe button here for you if you like. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great day.